Gotta get more followers.
Everyone, today's video we're going to be talking about 5 ways to be a better trader in 2023. This video is a little bit more geared towards traders with some experience under their belt, not necessarily decades, maybe just have a year, a few years. That's kind of where I'm at. Going into my 4th year of futures trading, thought I would share what I believe to be 5 ways to be a better trader in 2023. A little bit about my background. If you're not familiar with me, I started trading futures early 2020. I spent several months leading up to this researching futures trading, funded trader programs, trading methodology. I put in a lot of work before I dived in. Started my YouTube channel late 2020 to show my evaluation progress. I was going through several funded futures programs, have had a lot of success with those. Talk more about those at the end of the video. Started my website in 2021 with information for newer traders, just trying to share all the info that it took me, over a year to accumulate. One of the things I found when I started out trading is that there was a lot of people willing to sell me stuff. It was really difficult to find good quality information. I want to share the good quality information for free. So that also turned into a few futures trading course that I put on my site in late 2021. It's still on there. Check it out. 100% free. There's absolutely nothing for sale on my site, nor will there ever be. So I passed evaluations with several trader valuation companies in excess of 1 million, sneaking up on 2 million. And I haven't had a real job since 2007, meaning a job where I had a boss or had to go to an office, work completely for myself. So quick look at my website. Like I said, my main focus on my site is the trader evaluation programs. I get access to special discounts and deals on those that I pass on to you guys. I have full reviews. I only put reputable companies on my website, have that free futures course, software, ton of articles about futures trading and more. If you want to be notified of any of those brand new promos that are extra special, sign up for the super secret elite notification club. It's free as well, of course. So before we get started, we can all realize trading is not easy. Most people will fail. Hey, read that disclaimer at the beginning of the video. It's all about how you will most likely lose all of your money trading futures. There will be no talking about trade setups in this video, nor most of my videos. I focus more on high-level concepts and what I feel personally helped me, trying to help you guys weed through all the nonsense that is out there. I encourage you to keep an open mind. If you're watching this video, it's a good chance whatever you're doing isn't working, or it is working and you want to improve on it. So let's get to it. Number 1 recommendation, start reviewing your stats. And if you don't have stats, you might say, CFT, I don't even have stats. Well, that's your number 1 problem. That's 1A. That's where you need to start. So think about companies, big companies, businesses. They have analysts, they have financial reports they put together every month, they have certain metrics they're trying to reach. You really should be treating your trading like a business. If you're just flying by the seat of your pants, making trades, just trying to make money, that is okay, but really you should be analyzing your performance, because it really will give you the ability to key in on where you can improve. And really, there's honestly no excuse for not having stats, and if you don't do this, it's something you can start doing in 2023. There's plenty of trade journaling software, and journaling isn't about, writing a dear diary. It's about capturing each of your trades. It'll have your entry, your exit, what your profit was. Once you accumulate stats over time, you can really start digging in. What are the most profitable products that I trade? What are the most profitable times a day that I trade? What is my win rate? What is an average winner for me? What's an average loser? And you can start picking off and digging in and looking at where you can then improve. So I'm a big proponent of trade journaling. I've been doing it for a long time. And like I said, it is as simple as could be. I use Journalytics. It's just plugged in. It just automatically grabs my trades. I quite seriously have to do nothing. My stats are just there, available to me in Journalytics at any time. So once you do have some stats accumulated, spend some quality time looking at them. Set aside time once a week. Say, hey, I'm going to spend an hour. Just dig in. See what I can improve on. And then, cherry pick. Pick one thing and say, okay, this next week I'm going to work on maybe reducing the number of trades you take. Maybe you realize that you're just taking way too many trades and you want to cut that down by 25%. You can see what's working, what's not, and start fixing the things that aren't working. So along that same line, pick 3 goals and work on those. And again, I'm talking about 2023. So ideally from your stats, you identify maybe 3 areas that you really want to work on that would help you out long term with trading. And some examples, I kind of already touched on these, your win rate, your loss rate, what's your average winner, and what's your average loser. You want to reduce your number of trades and the commissions, or reduce the number of hours of trading. So I encourage you to really dig in relentlessly and just work on improving anything big or small, because every step towards improvement will help. And just to make this more personal, these are all stats that I've personally worked on myself. Let's increase that win rate. A small increase, say going from 62% to 64%, might not sound like much, but over time, that's 2% more winners. That also means that's a few less losers. Also, average winner, average loser. If you're familiar with me, you know that I trade the treasuries. So each tick is fairly big size. So increasing my average winner from, say, 3.5 ticks to 4 ticks is actually fairly substantial. And reducing, say, my average loser from 2.8 ticks to 2.3 ticks, that's a big improvement. And if you do both of those simultaneously, you're really shifting the scales in your favor. So just as an example, those small changes don't sound like much, but they really, really do add up over time. And they kind of set a new baseline for you to work on. So when you do this exercise in 2024, now you have something to improve on even further. Turning the corner. A little bit of a phenomena here. So you often hear people turning the corner, and not just in futures or trading in general, just in life. Anything that involves working hard, where you start off as basically a newbie and it takes a lot of work to see any progress, you're going to see that same thing happen in the futures market. So basically going from struggling to actually making it, feeling like it clicks. I can say it happened to me. I thought my first year, after a month, I was like, oh, I'm going to have this down by 3 months. I'm going to be a profitable trader. Nope. It took about a year, a little over a year, I believe, to become a profitable trader. And then once you kind of see that turn and you see that all the things you'd been dedicating your time to and working on are starting to finally pay off, it only motivates you further to work relentlessly to become an even better trader. And then your progress really skyrockets. So that turning the corner is a real phenomenon. And I do see it happen with other traders as well. So as it says, all the hard work eventually catches up. It gets in sync. And quickly you accelerate upwards. It can be very motivating when things do start to click and start to work. It only makes you work harder. So the key is not to quit before it happens. And it's not just about not quitting. Like if you're not putting in any work and you're just coasting along doing the same stupid things time and time again, you're not going to turn that corner. So you do have to put in the work, do the right things, as the last point says. But by doing those right things, even if you feel like you're just treading water, I assure you, if you keep doing them over and over and over again, eventually it will catch up, all come together, and you'll turn that corner. Just a little example, I stole this image from somewhere on Google. The hockey stick forecast, appropriate for a Canadian, right? So where the magic happens, very appropriate. This is very true too. You start off here, and as time goes on, maybe your profits start to decline, or just your belief that you'll ever make it, and you kind of hit rock bottom, and then finally all your hard work, you're doing the hard work over here, it finally catches up. And then things start to improve, and you go, oh, geez, that actually worked. All that stuff I was doing, all that journaling I started doing because CFT told me to, and all that reducing the number of trades and honing in on my products that I trade is starting to work. And so you start working harder, and it just continues to skyrocket from there. Perfect example of how my trading trajectory has gone, and it can be yours too. Next point is realize the learning never stops. So many people, and I see this out there, just skip the whole educate yourself part. They just want to trade. They think they're a trader. They want to trade. They want to talk about their trades. They want to talk about markets and their key levels and nonsense and all of that. So let's be honest. Trading is more fun. Fun is in executing trades, having those winners, etc. But I really encourage you to spend some time away from the screen learning, diving into trading books. There's several good ones. I'm going to put out another video about 5 books I recommend. I highly recommend. They're not even all specifically trading. A lot of them are just to deal with psychology. Don't worry. They're all pretty light, all pretty easy reads. There's good trading podcasts out there. And I encourage people to just be curious. Search out topics. Check out different products. Check out other strategies, different time frames, etc. I'll give you another personal example, and this is one where I need to improve myself. If you followed me for any amount of time, every once in a while I talk about spread trading and how I'm going to get more into it, and I never seem to follow through because I get tied up doing other stuff. But that is something that I'm really curious in, really want to spend more time on. Part of the problem is it's hard to find good information about spread trading out there. I know the basics, like I know how to spread trade, but to really dive in and do like a deep analysis of, what's the right products to do it on, what's the right time frames, etc. It's hard to find that information. So I kind of have to just commit to doing it. So that's one of those things where I'm curious enough about it that I want to keep pursuing it. So I encourage you to be curious and sort of seek out information. Don't just find one thing, find one product, find one trade setup, whatever it is, and just go down that road blindly and just ignore all the other opportunities that are out there. But again, also just to bring it back to kind of the first point, so many people I see, they want to label themselves a trader, and they see being a trader as just doing relentless amounts of trading, and that's not the case. To be an honestly successful trader long term, you have to devote some time to the emotional and the psychological side of trading. That's just my opinion, and it's what I've seen. I think about winning traders that I know, and I think about losing traders that I know, and there's like a stark difference in how they approach trading, and I'm trying to give it to you guys. So try to remove more of the emotions, my next recommendation. There's different camps out there. Some people say you can trade completely emotionless, like a robot. Other people say there's no way to remove emotions. It's not even worth the time. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think you can shut down some of those emotions. You can focus more on executions, being a little bit more robotic. It's hard to be 100% eliminate emotions, but the right steps to take are, first off, having a winning plan and executing that winning plan over and over, and that's what stands the test of time. It's not exciting at all. So for example, I have a few specific trade setups I use with the Ultra Bond, and that's all I do day in, day out. And a few of them I do pretty much every single day. It's not always the most exciting thing, but if they work and executing them properly is what works, that's what needs to be done. Sure, I could chase the action, you see a big run, jump in, try to ride the train, but that's not part of the plan. So you have to really focus on creating this plan and being a little bit more robotic about it. Also, you have to take the outcome of your trades less personal. Each trade is just a trade. So I put a few quotes here. So when you're done a trade, you just have to move on to the next trade. And it doesn't matter if it's a winner or a loser. If you are executing your plan and you know it's a plan that works over time, great. So the two quotes are, this is more of a book. One Good Trade by Mike Belfiore is all about just having very specific, fantastic A+ setups, and each trade is just one good trade. You only take good trades. And once you enter that trade, the trade will shake out how it shakes out. You have to be okay with knowing that you're not going to win every trade. And you move on to the next one. As long as you're taking those premium setups, they will add up over time. And John Rambo Moulton, it's just a trade. I mean, these are very simplistic things, but very much the same mindset. Just once you enter the trade, it's just a trade. Like, you being emotional about a trade mid-trade doesn't help the situation at all. Once you're in the market and participating, there's nothing you can do to push the market one way or another. You just have to manage your trade according to your plan. And once it's done, there's absolutely nothing you can do at that point. Once you're out of the trade, win or lose, that trade is done. You need to move on to your next trade. So final points, trading is a hard way to make an easy living. No truer words. So strive to make 2023 better than 2022. It doesn't matter how your 2022 was. If it sucked, if it was fantastic, you can always improve and do things better. So trading is a job. It's your source of income. Treat it like one. You have to put in the work. You can't go on easy street, an autopilot. You need to constantly be working and getting better at it. I encourage you to strive to be the best at trading that you can be. You've chosen this career whether it's a futures trader or one of the other markets. Strive to be one of the best. Become the master of your product, your market, your trade setups, everything. Just strive to be the best at them and master those. So my contact information, CanadianFuturesTrader.ca is my website. Social media is on my website. My site focuses mainly on funded futures trader programs. I've had a lot of success with those. If you're unfamiliar, there's companies that will provide you capital to trade in the futures markets. You take an evaluation effectively. If you can demonstrate that you can reach certain goals and not blow any rules, they will provide funding for you after a short, anywhere from 5 to 15 days of demonstrating that you are a proficient trader. Like I said, I've had quite a bit of success with these programs. I'm a big proponent of them, and you can learn a lot more about them on my website. I'm fortunate enough that I get a lot of exclusive deals and promos to pass on to traders, so it's a great resource for that, as well as reviews and the free course and software. reviews, articles, etc. Lots of cool stuff on my site. I put a lot of work into it. There's also discount links down below in the video description if you want to check them out there, but do recommend checking out my website for that information. And on that note, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.